Well, we all saw it, right? The Houston Texans traded away one of the best wide receivers in DeAndre Hopkins, right? It's crazy. They traded him and they got a second round pick in return, basically.
And then it took a running back that they were trying to unload.
Yeah, and it took a terrible contract.
It was like Kenny Stills, like, hey, come and join the crowd.
And let me tell you, Baltimore made a move by trading a tight end, and they ended up getting the same in return for a tight end that really hasn't even crossed the threshold yet. He's still on potential that they're acquiring him on, and they think they're going to do well with him, and we'll see. He's got a ton of talent, but he's been injured and hasn't really taken off the way he should. Now, he is super talented. Michael Irvin was on the NFL Network, and he talked to DeAndre Hopkins, and he wanted to find out. He wanted to inquire what the hell went on because nobody trades those kind of players. I mean, Andre Hopkins, and plus it didn't look like Andre was a problem at all. Okay? So Michael went and tracked down DeAndre Hopkins. You got to listen to this story.
I got on the phone with him right after I heard about this trade, and I tried to pull it out of him like, what happened? What happened here, man? There's no way they give away one of the best receivers in the NFL for a ham sandwich like they did. And he kept the high road on it. He said, Michael, I'm just happy about where I'm going, and that's it. He left it there. But, of course, I couldn't rest my mind on it. I called him again 24 hours later, like late yesterday, and then he was willing to talk more. And I said, tell me what happened in Houston. And he went into it. He told me, he said, Michael, it was a bit of a power struggle there because Coach O'Brien thought he had too much influence over the locker room. He called DeAndre Hopkins in a meeting to talk about this and to kind of, hash it out. In that meeting, he started the meeting with telling DeAndre Hopkins this that blew my mind when DeAndre told me this. He told DeAndre Hopkins, he said, hey, the last time I had to have a meeting like this, it was with Aaron Hernandez. I was like, what? He put in Aaron Hernandez in this meeting? He said, yes, he did. He said, Michael, that blew my mind that he would even bring that up. I've never been in any trouble. I don't know why would he equate me with Aaron Hernandez. And from there, the meeting just deteriorated. He got into talking about DeAndre Hopkins because DeAndre Hopkins has a few kids and from different women. And he said, he told DeAndre he doesn't like that he has his baby mamas around sometimes. And from that, I think the relationship just went bad. And thus, we got a trade of DeAndre Hopkins from Houston for basically, like I said earlier, a ham sandwich, all because of that relationship.
That is, wow. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins looks like a solid dude overall. Okay, so he doesn't make good decisions with his pecker. And he puts it in all kinds of garages out there. And he's spit out a couple of kids. All right, well, it is what it is. He's not the first guy to do it. He's not the first athlete, not the first entertainer, not the first politician, not the first man that has had kids with multiple women that maybe he isn't even married to. That happens a lot. And if he has a baby mama over, big deal, bro. As long as they're not, forming a ruckus while they're there. If they're well-behaved and everybody's acting cool, who cares? That's none of your business. Bill O'Brien is, wow. I got to tell you, if I am a Texans fan, I feel like I have no hope. Kind of like being a Bears fan. Like, no hope. Like, you just got, stupidity at the top. So how are you going to get there if you have stupidity at the top? You know what I mean? And to mention Aaron Hernandez in the same sentence, the last time I had a conversation like this, Aaron Hernandez, and the fact that I guess he didn't, but I would have stood up and said, are you comparing me to Aaron Hernandez? That scumbag? That murderer? Really? And I would have walked out on his ass because I know that I don't need to have a conversation with you already from that point on. At all. You need to walk the hell out at that point. When you're going to be treated like a murderer. You're going to be treated like a gang scumbag. That's how you're going to be compared? If you're DeAndre, the best thing that happened to him was get the hell out of there. You're not going anywhere anyways there. And, man, if I'm Deshaun Watson, wow, am I pissed. Like, if you're Deshaun Watson, why would you want to play for the Houston Texans and that guy? Seriously. You can't be happy with the direction of that franchise. You can't be happy that you got rid of one of the 3 best wide receivers in the NFL. I don't know what you think of Hopkins. 1, 2, 3. He doesn't go any lower than 3. You want him at 1? I'm good with it. You want him at 2 or 3? Fine, I don't need to argue. We're splitting hairs here. It's one of the great receivers in this league. The guy has hands like Velcro. Are you kidding me? You're supposed to treat that guy like what he is, one of the best, and be happy that he's on your team. I saw now where he wants about 18, 20 million, which is like 4 or 5 million more a year than what he's making. So he has several years left on his deal, and he wants more money from Zona now. So Zona did inherit a contract issue, which I would imagine when that trade was going on, the agent must have mentioned it to him that, hey, my client has outplayed the current contract, just so you'll know. So if you're trading for him, we're going to want more money. He's not reporting either until he gets that money. You know what I mean? But Hopkins is a beast. And if I'm an Arizona fan, I got to tell you something. I wasn't a big fan of Kyler Murray because of the size. Not because he can't play, because he can play, he can throw the ball. He's accurate, which is one of the things, as you all know, if you follow me long enough, you know that if you don't have that requirement, I'm out. I'm done. I don't even want to deal with you. I'm not going through the ups and downs. I'm not going to wait till you figure it out because you're really not going to figure it out 99% of the time. This kid can play. My problem with the kid was he's so small that I was worried about him taking a shot, and I still am. And he's doing a great job of proving me dead ass wrong on this because he did a nice job last year. He did. But if I'm an Arizona fan, I love what they're doing because they take care of that kid. And they find ways to make him better. And they don't make his life harder. They're trying to make his life easier. So Cliff Kingsbury in that front office, monster kudos, man. Love what they're doing. I think it's really, really, really smart. But, man, how do you allow DeAndre Hopkins to walk out? That is a game-changing wide receiver.